Hey Internet, Eric here. Welcome back to Monstrous March. We are continuing all through the month of March. I'm discussing nothing but monster movies. And yesterday, I started a little trend. I'm going to be discussing the little monsters from the '80s. Gremlins was a big hit. Critters, and then anywhere you could look, there were the little monsters. And yesterday, sadly, I dove headfirst, literally into the toilet, and discussed Ghoulies. Not a fan, but I did give a little bit of a spoiler at the end of that video about what I'm going to be discussing today and my thoughts on it. Today I'm talking Ghoulies 2. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I discuss plot spoilers, specific scenes, what have you. This Blu-ray says it came out in 1987. I looked on IMDb and it says 1988. I have no idea what year it actually came out until I put up the title here. Anyways, basic plot of this is, if you watch the last video, the first movie ends. Ghoulies pop up at the end of in the back seat of the car. The doofus makes the funny face. Freeze frame. The end. Now we don't know how many years is in between. At least I don't. Between parts 1 and 2. Part 2 starts. There's this man who has the Ghoulies in like a sack or a suitcase or something, and he's either at a truck stop or a construction site or something. Tries to tries to throw the Ghoulies into like an iron container of acid or toxic waste or something. I don't know. Doesn't go well for him. The Ghoulies then hitch a ride on a truck that is going to a carnival, and it's being driven by two people that work at the Satan's Den part of the carnival. Satan's Den is basically like a spook house, I guess you'd say, but it's more like a torture chamber than a haunted house. And the Ghoulies get out, wreak havoc, and hilarity ensues. There's more to it, but I really enjoy this one. I couldn't tell you how many times I've seen this one and have always had a good time. First off, the characters, the lead actor, I think he does a fine job. He does a really good job when he has to get from point A to point B when it comes to destroying the Ghoulies, finding out what they are, and trying to get rid of them. He's really good with the female lead. He's really good with the whole cast. So I really like him. The other characters that aren't recognizable, I'll get to them first. You have the female lead. I guess she was in Pumpkinhead. I think she was the girl that had the crossed into or scratched into her head by Pumpkinhead. She's fine. Looks pretty. Has decent chemistry with the male lead. They get into a relationship at the end of the film. It's nice because they kind of like each other, but they don't get into the relationship and until the Ghoulies are defeated. Other characters, there is the main antagonist, I guess you would say, and he's the owner of the carnival, and he wants to close down Satan's Den because it's not bringing in any ticket sales, it's not bringing in any money. So he says, 24 hours, give me the money or you're closed down. He reminds me a lot of Donald Clamp, John Glover's character from Gremlins 2. We need color on everything. We need everything fancy. We need money, 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 money. And he was a parody of Ted Turner and Donald Trump. This guy is just a little weenie in a suit who wants to make money, and he looks like he's played by like the discount version of Styles from Teen Wolf. But he does his job. He's just an asshole who wants to make money. He's fine. Now, there are two characters in this movie that are really recognizable. We have Royal Dano. If you know who I am, you know I love me some Royal Dano. Royal Dano plays the drunk who works the carnival. He's got a bigger part than Killer Clowns, but not as big as, say, Spaced Invaders or Something Wicked This Way Comes. But he still does a good job. You know what I mean? He's sympathetic, he's goofy, he's funny, he's got his one-liners. I like him. The most recognizable character in this film, or actor, I guess you'd say, is Phil Fondacaro. He plays Sir Nigel. Phil is, for me, most well known to be in Willow. He's one of the soldiers that protects Willow, like in the beginning of the movie. That's not Tony Cox. You know him by his big, thick Tom Selleck mustache. He's also in Troll. He's in Bordello of Blood. He plays Sir Nigel, a man that is a Shakespearean stage actor who is stuck working the carnival basically to pay the bills. He's great. He brings this gravitas and this elegance, nobility to this goofy ass, I guess you say cast of crew, or is that how you would say that? Cast of he brings nobility to this carnival, I guess you would say. He quotes Shakespeare a lot, and I like how a lot of times it's not he's not a lot of short jokes. You know what I mean? There's like mainly one short joke, like or and it's not really a joke. It's just there. Eventually, there's this giant ghoulie that comes out at the end. I'll discuss that. The two leads, female and male, they have to run from point A to point B into this trailer. They have to bring Sir Nigel with. He's got them little legs, so they literally pick him up by the hands, and they run with him while his legs are just kind of dangling. But I really like Sir Nigel. Phil is always great. What else do I like about this film? The Ghoulies actually fucking do something. Unlike the last film where they show up, don't kill anybody, to my knowledge, again, because it was so fucking boring. Here, they're doing something, they're killing people, and it's from beginning to end, nonstop fun with the Ghoulies. First off, they're all back. We got amphibious ghoulie, we got bat ghoulie, cat ghoulie, rat ghoulie. They all look the same. We have an additional ghoulie. This guy here, now I don't know what he's supposed to be. His arms are long, and they got like the designs of a snake on it, but his face, he's supposed to be a reptile, obviously, but I don't know if he's supposed to be like a gator or a frog or what. But he's a lot of fun. First off, they are actually now goofy now. There are these little gremlins type hijinks. When they're released, there's a guillotine because, like I said, it's like a torture chamber. You got the cat swinging back and forth on the guillotine, having fun. When they finally get cut loose on the actual wide part of the carnival, and not just in Satan's Den, they really do kill people. First off, with the hijinks, you have the cat on the target practice. Where you shoot the ducks with the bullseyes, and you have the other ghoulies hiding behind it. That type of hijink stuff. They're playing on the test your might game. You have a ghoulie like on that speed bag thing, where you punch it really hard, and then your score is on like a little dial. You have the cat ghoulie like hiding inside the boxing glove and being mischievous. But they actually kill people. You have the amphibious ghoulie. He seems like he's the most destructive one when it comes to killing people. They're on like this. It's not a roller coaster. It's like you ever been on Disney? You ever gone to Disneyland? When you're in Dumbo and you're off the ground and it's just flying you around, up and down and up and down. There's multiple Dumbos doing that. Well, he's on basically one of the girders, and you have the cars, that people are in going up and down. He's the one that pulls out the metal plug, and then two people that are in that car fly behind a structure and blow up. They're killing people. You have there's a clown in a dunk tank. And of course, amphibious ghoulie in the water. Clown goes down and he starts screaming. He goes underwater, starts screaming. There's blood in the water. He pops up. Arm is gone. Big chunk. They're actually doing stuff a lot more. And I was a little confused. This Blu-ray here is PG-13. Now, I watched it on Tubi. I know that there is an international cut of this film has more gore in it. I think that's what Tubi has, because it also has two uses of the word fuck and one motherfucker. If anybody knows the difference, what version I watched on Tubi compared to this Blu-ray, because I haven't watched the Blu-ray in a while. If you know the difference or what's going on there, please tell me, because I am genuinely interested in that. So there's all the Ghoulies. I love how there's some really good puppetry work, because John Carl Buechler, he directed Friday the 13th Part 7. He is good in puppetry and makeup. They move real well with the mouths and stuff like that. There's a really cool stop motion scene in front of some shitty green screen, but you do get to see the Ghoulies walk. They're on two legs, walking from here and there. So you see the cat go this way, you see the amphibious one go that way. And it's really cool to see, shitty green screen or not. I like how you get to see the reptile gremlin, the reptile ghoulie, how he skitters from here and there. It's really neat to see, and you get to see his belly. He's so fat that he kind of drags it across the ground. So it's nice to see that they, them in action doing stuff instead of just, hiding behind something or sitting here and just, they actually do something for a long period of time. You have There actually is a toilet scene. I mentioned in the last video this was just for promotion, no fucking toilet. Yes, the amphibious ghoulie actually kills not John Glover by eating his ass out on the toilet. Picture that however you want. And then there is a final ghoulie. I mentioned it. Sir Nigel and the two leads. Royal Dano's already killed. He gets zapped in the butt with some electricity and he's dead with some flashy lights. It's lame, but it is what it is. Of course, Royal Dano is a drunk, and he thinks they're demons that he conjured up because he just happens to have a magic spell book. I don't remember why. They find his magic spell book, and they're like, "We got no other, we got no other way that we think we can defeat these creatures, so we might as well try." So they read a passage. It's in Latin, of course, since it's Sir Nigel. He knows Latin. He reads it, and the ground starts to open up. And the bat ghoulie flies through the air, and it's caught in this gigantic hand. It's like, psh, pulled down into the earth. And then out comes this giant ghoulie. I'm just going to call it the ghoul, so I don't have to say ghoulie 100 fucking times. And the ghoul has the legs of the bat sticking out of his mouth. Eats it. The rest of the sequence is now the ghoul looking for all the ghoulies to eat and, I guess destroy them, defeat them, what have you. So the cat's distracted. He's still at the target game. He gets eaten. The rat is on the test your might with the mallet. The ghoul actually takes the mallet, hits the rat. The rat is smushed. You have some green slime coming down. It's a really cool effect. Even though when he's eating the ghoulies, it's just kind of, he shoves it to the mouth. We don't see anything, and then we see like little legs. Doesn't find the amphibious ghoulie. But after he eats everyone that he can find, I guess the ghoul isn't very smart because Sir Nigel and the two leads are making it seem like the ghoul thinks that Sir Nigel is a ghoulie because he's short. So that's where they have to go run to the trailer. Like I told you, when they have to pick up Sir Nigel and whisk him away. The ghoul follows him. It's shaking the trailer. It's busting through the windows as they're putting stuff across the door. They make a Molotov cocktail out of like this stuffed monkey doll. Throw it out. Again, ghoul being fucking stupid. Sees its size, eats it, blows up. Love it. It's so goofy and absurd. That's when the male lead drops the motherfucker line. That's what's making me wonder, what did I watch on Tubi? And then, of course, it ends. And the two leads are going off into the sunset together. Sir Nigel's going to run Satan's Den because it's now made all the money. Because I forgot to say, it made all this money because these two little boys sneak into Satan's Den. And they see, I think it's the rat ghoulie, causing mischief. And they do something like, they throw ninja stars at it. It catches it in its mouth. So they're telling everybody, hey, come see this, it's great. Well, while that happens, you have a group of teenagers who go into Satan's Den to make out and drink and listen to tunes. And one of the teens is Sasha Jensen, pre-Halloween 4 and Dazed and Confused. So chaos is happening. One of their friends has already been killed off screen, put into an Iron Maiden. They're causing trouble, the ghoulies. And then something happens where the lead guy, the leader of the group, his hand gets cut, and he leaves. Sasha Jensen is making out with some hot chick, and I think it's the rat ghoulie now has a power where he spits out this green phlegm, and whenever it hits, it causes, like, it's like super glue. So Sasha's hand is stuck to her boob. Their faces are stuck together because they're kissing. So as they're leaving, because there's this long line, because the boys say, hey, come see these monsters. They're leaving. The blonde guy says, I'm going to sue their asses. Sasha is walking out connected to the girl with all this green goop on his face and hand on the boob. And the kids are like, no, that's part of the show or something like that. So they're bringing in all the money. So now, plus with John Glover Light dead, Nigel has no reason to have to close down Satan's Den. Long story short, that's how they made the money. Yeah, I absolutely love Ghoulies 2. Got one of my favorite W.A.S.P songs in it. That's the song that plays when the kids are partying, plus the ending credits. Scream Until You Like It. Lots of fun. So much better than the first film. There's no, it doesn't revolve around witchcraft and witches coming back to life and ghoulies doing nothing and little dwarves that wave goodbye at the end and don't do anything. Stuff happens. Characters I like. Um, fun songs. Great ghoulies. Like the effects. You have your little gremlin moments because every little creature of the '80s had their gremlin bar moment. Critters did it. Um, I'm sure Munchies did it. Ooh, I bet Hobgoblins did it. Anyways, really enjoy Ghoulies 2. Highly recommend it. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Comment below. Do you like Ghoulies 2? Am I full of shit? Do you prefer the first one? Click the bell so you get all these notifications of all these videos I'm putting up. Excuse me. Monstrous March continues. We're staying with the little creatures. I'm going to college with the Ghoulies now. Yes, you heard that right. All I know is it's got Kevin McCarthy from UHF. Uh, it's got Jason Scott Lee from Dragging the Bruce Lee story. And it's got everybody's favorite killer, Matthew Lillard from fucking Stu, or from fucking Scream. He's Stu. I guess he's in it. I read they definitely are going even more into the comedic route, into the goofy stuff. Kind of concerned. Anyways, after that, I got Munchies. I'm going to do a Hobgoblins video, Godzilla, Swamp Thing, and I don't know what else because I have a live stream with Frenzy coming up this Saturday. We are discussing movies that either are about or movies that are either about wrestling or have wrestlers in them. And on the 28th, I am interviewing Night from the Night Watch Zone. It's going to be a lot of fun. So you've heard me ramble. I've spoken too long. You probably stopped watching 5 minutes ago. Go watch Ghoulies 2. Pray for me when I watch Ghoulies 3 and hear all about it tomorrow. Cheers.